Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Bowhunt or Die. Justin, this is it, man. You have already got an animal on the ground, which quite frankly, I'm completely jealous of. But you know what? This is good stuff.
Yeah, but
Justin's got a deer on the ground. I mean, we should be having a party. Brandon, you didn't come up with we should have had like balloons and all kinds of stuff going on.
Noisemakers, kazoos, that's what we needed. He's not really on the ground. He's in Dustin's freezer right now, technically.
He was on the ground.
He was on the ground at one point in time. So before we hop into that hunt, Todd wants to share with us his new discovery. So Todd,
oh boy,
let the people in on your new discovery you found. Your new favorite thing for this week.
You know what? After getting poison ivy, I started diving into different ways that maybe I could protect myself, which I don't know why he thinks this is so funny. I mean, you know what? I have a completely different respect for poison ivy. I mean, after spending at least $200 in Walgreens and buying every product I had and then still ending up in the doctor, and actually even after 5 weeks, I'm still itchy a little bit. It's unbelievable. So anyhow, I just started thinking about how I could protect myself more when I was hanging stands. And you know, I found these Kevlar sleeves. Justin is making fun of me, but I'm telling you right now, I'm wearing these things that's it. From here on out, I'm wearing these babies. I mean, these things are, okay, we don't need them for the heat resistant.
I think those are the Madonna version. I think she wore those in the Material Girl video in the 80s.
I really don't care what Justin says. Listen, if you want to protect your clothing from burrs, if you do happen to get the oil from poison ivy on you, these are great. You can pull them right off. You take them home, you wash them. It doesn't stay permanently on your clothing, because a lot of times what happens with poison ivy, it stays on your clothing even after maybe one wash, and you continually infect yourself and get it. By having these sleeves, you can wash them 2 or 3 times. And you know what? Justin's making fun of me, but these babies are Kevlar. Dude, you can't cut yourself. I mean, tell me that's not cool. So when you're up there hanging...
Because, I mean, regularly, I'm taking my knife and slashing at my arm.
I've been up in a tree and I got my linesman belt on and something gets snagged, you pull your thing out, you can have an accident real quickly. Hey, listen, take it from me, if you want to protect your clothing, protect yourself, and have a good little bow hunting tip,
and
I love
really
these things.
Cool.
It's not about looking cool, it's about protecting
It's always
yourself.
about looking cool, buddy. Always about looking cool. Well,
$20, these are killer sleeves.
Todd's tip of the week, get yourself some Madonna edition Kevlar sleeves, and you guys will be safe from poison ivy, apparently. So with that said, we're gonna jump, I guess, right into my hunt. This is a fairly long hunt.
This is epic now.
A long time coming, and it's a long, epic hunt. So we're just gonna hop right in and let's get to it. Evening 0. It's not really evening 1 yet. Shot the bow. I can hit a target at 50 yards. So now we're out scouting, looking for mule deers to shoot. Dusto's dog is helping us.
His name's Matthews.
His name is Matthews tonight. So it's pretty sweet out here. There's deer everywhere. You can pretty much just shoot an arrow and you're bound to hit one. So it's good for me. It's a target-rich environment.
Well, we've seen several shooter deer. We're not going to be hunting anywhere near here tomorrow.
Doesn't matter.
No.
Gets the blood boiling.
You gotta get out. You got to see them. Figure out what Justin's standards are.
Standards are just limitations.
But how about that big boy right there? Jay-Z and I are out trying to find a big mule deer buck for him to shoot. We found several deer, several bucks, just not the one we want yet. So we're gonna cruise around here a little bit. We're just kind of glassing in all these draws and all these big flats where they come out and feed in the evening and then they'll go bed. So the plan is to find one, watch it bed or find it bedded, and then sneak up and run a broadhead through it. So anyway, we're gonna cruise on down the road before they lay down for the day, and we'll be back shortly.
He's not a bad deer, but I don't know if he's the one we're looking for yet. It's pretty cool to see a nice velvet buck down here in this bottom. Probably keep looking around, see what else we can find, but it's not a bad deer. Kind of want to shoot him. Well, we've acquired our first target on day one. We actually, Dustin spotted this nice buck. He's about 600 yards out, and he worked his way up this little cut and bedded down right at the top. The wind's in our favor, so I don't know. We're gonna give it a try. I got DeCroo's hand-me-down camo because my luggage didn't show up. I showered this morning using Suave shower gel, so we'll see if we can't kill something. Let's do it. Let's go. Jay-Z's first spot and stalk mule deer. Well, I could have let an arrow fly, but it was just a little bit too quartered away. I mean, he was quartered harder than I thought he would be when we got up here, so I elected not to pass, or I elected to pass, not to shoot. First day, got a few days left. No use making a bad shot on an animal, trying to force something on the first morning, but dude, that was awesome. You know, Todd, after that first encounter, you know, we started getting later on into the hunt, you know, day 2, day 3, going into day 4, you know, really start second guessing that decision to pass that deer. Even though I know it was the right decision, you know, we were just talking about this, you go on these hunts sometimes and you've got a limited amount of time. So you want to make the most of it. You're kind of putting this pressure on yourself that, you know, when you get a shot, you want to take it. But I'm telling you guys, if it's not right, I mean, talk about a way to just ruin your entire trip if something does go wrong.
Whole season. I mean.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, your whole season.
Right. I mean, you know, Justin, you're right. I mean, those pressures are real, and whether they're pressures of it's the first day, do I take the shot? But there were other factors that were going on that you talked about too when you see the footage. I mean, it was very windy. I mean, you even said for yourself. I mean, you were at full draw, and you just, I mean, you know when you're at full draw, right, when it's on versus when you feel that wind drift going on, you're just not sure to pull that arrow off.
It was windy, the angle just wasn't right. I mean, he was quartering away, but pretty hard. And, you know, maybe at 20 to 30 yards, that's a shot, you know, you're confident you can get it in there. But at 50, it's like, man, if anything goes wrong, if you're, you know, a little bit too far forward and you put it through his shoulder and brisket, I mean, that's just bad news. So it was a hard thing to do. I mean, when you're at full draw, I mean, you've traveled thousands of miles to get out there. You're at full draw, your pin's on the deer, you want to squeeze that trigger off, but I just, you know, I elected to pass. I did second guess myself a little bit later on in the trip.
Especially considering Justin hasn't had a deer now for a few years.
Well, yeah, I mean, well, that's the other thing. I mean, you talk about 3 years of not, you know, having shot a deer, but I mean, I think it's made me even more cautious of the decisions that I'm making just to make sure that I'm doing the right thing. So ultimately it ended up being the right thing. It was a difficult decision to pass, but sometimes it's the right thing to do.
And listen, and not to drag this on any further, but you know, one of the things that we decided to do also on Facebook too, for the next couple of weeks is we're going to be posting photos of bucks that we've had encounters with in the show over the last couple of years. And we basically put these photos up in different situations for you to be able to comment, would you take that shot? Would you not take that shot? Or what would you do? Right. And those photos are going to be posted, you know, periodically, you know, as all our seasons are beginning to start. And you know what? It's just a good thing to give you that chance to think about, you know, what would I do? Because, man, those decisions are critical. And one thing for sure, once you let that arrow go, you can't take it back.
Yeah, definitely. Sometimes people let buck fever get the best of them in those situations and let an arrow fly when they shouldn't. So kind of good practice for everybody out there to have that situation in mind before you get in the woods. But for now, let's get back to the hunt. Mule deer 1, Jay-Z and Dusto 0. Had him at 50, just didn't have the right angle. So let's go find another one. Let's do it again. It's the great part about spot and stalk. Just go find another one. Well, we're on stalk number 2 for today. The difference is that this time we have no idea if there's actually a deer where we're stalking to. Dustin saw a good buck bedded over here the other day, so we're just kind of going for broke. See if he's bedded in the same spot again. Spotted a mega giant. At least what looks like a mega giant to me. He's pretty close to the property line over here, so Dustin's gonna pull out the GPS and figure out if he's on our side or he's on the neighbor's side, and then we'll figure out what to do. But he's 160 all day. Beautiful buck. And he's still bedded down, so we'll see what happens. Well, bad news, guys. It's 130 yards to the tree where that deer's bedded down, and we're at the edge of our property. Private property on the other side we don't have permission on, so he's officially on the neighbor's land, so we can't shoot him. But he's nice. Man, it's too bad. Maybe tomorrow he'll be on our side of the fence. But rules are rules. Official day 2 update. Dustin and I are back in an area where we had seen a couple bucks yesterday in some of these cuts up here. We've been glassing, seen some does and little bucks in them, but we got one more spot. We're going to go up here and check by a couple cottonwood trees and maybe see if there's anything bedded down in there. So we're going to bring the camera, bring the bow, just in case we encounter anything we want to shoot. Glassing from that hill behind us. We came down in this cut and we're working our way up, try to glass this other side, so we're almost at the top. Hopefully when we get there we'll see something worth the effort. Saw a pretty good buck this morning, just couldn't find him after he went over the hill. This terrain is deceiving. You get over there and you think you know where they went and they're gone, but we did manage to stalk up on one nice buck, younger deer, not a deer I wanted to shoot. It could have if I wanted to. It was a really neat encounter. We got really close to him, so came out and did a little scouting tonight, spotted a few bucks up in these hills. Maybe we'll have some better luck tomorrow. So day 2 over. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning for day 3. Alright guys, we're going to make this quick. Day 3, September 3rd here in Wyoming, and Dustin spotted a pretty good 4x4 buck bedded somewhere behind me. I don't know exactly where. Hopefully Dustin does, but I think we're going to drop down into one of these draws and sneak up there and see if we can't get a shot at him. So without further ado, let's go for our morning walk, get some exercise before it gets to be 100 degrees again. Let's go. I'd say we're 0 for 2 on shooter buck stalks this morning. Not this morning, just this week. We came up over this hill looking for this velvet buck that we had spotted from way far away. And Dustin spotted this buck laying down in this little crease behind me. So we snuck all the way around. But when we got out here, I mean, there was just no good way to get at him. I don't know if you guys can see this, but it's basically a bowl. It's a horseshoe-shaped bowl with a big bed in it. He was probably laying right there. But there's no way to sneak up on this deer. Unfortunately, the wind is blowing pretty much. If we were to sneak up over the top of this hill, the wind's blowing right into him. And then to add insult to injury, the deer we actually came over here looking for popped up on this other cut behind us, and he ran up over the hill. So we had 2 shooters over here. But it is what it is, I guess. We'll just keep trying. Maybe we'll get one later today. Change of plans for tonight. The mule deer action's been pretty slow in the evenings. So last night, Dustin and I glassed this alfalfa field, and there was 50, 60 deer out here, including a couple really nice bucks. So we just trailered in a redneck hay bale blind, put it out here in this field. We probably ran 20, 30 deer out of the field when we did it, including a definite shooter buck. I mean, 140, 150, all day long. Beautiful deer. Try it again. Alright, good morning guys. It is day 4 here in Wyoming, September 4th. Dustin and I are back out at the spot where we unsuccessfully stalked up on 2 smaller bucks yesterday afternoon or late morning. So we're back at the spot and stalk for muleys. Dustin's got the spotting scope out. He's spotted a pretty good buck out, just feeding around. So we're trying to figure out if we're going to wait for him to bed down and go after him, or try to go look for some other deer. So it's a beautiful morning. It's in the 50s. It's not going to be quite so hot today, thankfully. They're calling for like 80, 82 today, which is much better than the 97 we've had. So I'm going to chase some muleys in the morning. If nothing pans out, we're going to go back in the hay bale blind this afternoon and try to kill us a big whitetail.
So the question is, where we need to go? The road pretty much goes by that deer. He's obviously not going to stand there if we try to drive by. So the question is, do we drive by and go back to where we wanted to go? Or do we wait for him to get out of sight and then go from there? So,
here's what I was told one time by a man who may or may not be very wise. Never leave deer to find deer.
fair enough. Then that there, folks, is our decision.
So we're officially geared up. We're ready to head out. The biggest buck that Dustin saw, we think, is kind of over this rise and to the left. So we're going to sneak down there, see if we can spot him. He's probably not bedded yet, but we want to try to find out where he's bedding at and then put a stalk on him. So let's go. All right, well, we found the buck that we were looking for. He's probably 600-700 700 yards up here. He's actually just met up with another buck, a little bit smaller one, but they're just feeding on this hill back up, I guess it'd be to the south of where we're at right now. So we're just gonna kind of wait it out, and once they drop over the next hill, we'll advance forward, see if we can't just kind of keep following them until they bed down, figure out where they're at, and then come up with a plan for stalking them. Fortunately, he's behind a rock between us and him, so he can't see us. We're gonna sneak up here. We think we can get to within 50 yards of him, and we should be able to use that rock to block his vision so he doesn't see us and be able to pull a shot off. I mean, the wind's perfect. Everything is right to make this happen, so let's go do it. Thank you, dude. Thank you. Dude. Wow. I don't even know what to say. We've been watching this buck since daylight this morning. It's probably noon. I mean, I'm talking 6 hours we've been watching this deer. He was feeding up here. He came down, he bedded in this bottom. We snuck all the way around. Freaking Dustin, dude. This guy's a machine when it comes to stalking mule deer. I mean, he found him bedded on this little hillside right here. We just had the perfect plan. We snuck right up here. We used this rock as a shield. I was able to squeak just far enough over. He never even saw us, gave me time to settle my pin. It was a touch left, but he was quartering kind of away from us. I saw the exit when he ran by here. It looks good. I can't imagine he's gonna go very far. Oh my God, that was awesome. This is like our 8th stalk, it feels like. 6 hours of chasing that deer.
There's blood on the sagebrush right there.
Yeah, right there. Yeah, we've been down this. That's pretty good blood right there. There's blood on both sides. See
Oh, yeah.
Blood there in here.
Yep. He looked like he was getting a little quick-footed when he went out of sight back there.
Blood.
Oh yeah, dude, look.
Yeah, he's pumping right away. I thought when he got around that corner, I saw the arrow fall out of him. There's the rock right there that we snuck up behind. Never knew we were there, man. He was looking like here to the left.
Yeah.
And I'm just spacing out in here. That's pretty good blood. Smells like deer blood. Spitfire Max. Freaking love this broadhead.
Yeah.
Engine 3/4, 3-blade. Puts a hole in them.
Holy crap.
I told ya.
The streak is over.
The streak ends. Finally. a great feeling. Full velvet muley. Man, that's what I came here for. Thank you, Dustin, man. Definitely would not have happened without you, man. Oh, he is a stud.
He is a beast.
Well, guys, Dustin's not here. He ran back to the truck to actually drive the truck up here and get as close as we can to pack this guy out. But man, I just can't tell you how good this feels. I mean, the last 3 years, as you know, those of you who watch the show are aware, have been a struggle for me. Just haven't been able to get it done, and came out here to Wyoming with Dustin to chase velvet muleys. And I tell you what, that very first morning, we stalked up on a real nice buck, and I passed a shot at 52 yards. He was quartering away a little too hard, and I just didn't feel comfortable. You know, for a Midwest guy like me, I've never shot a deer further than 40 yards. I mean, practice at 50 and 60, but shooting that far at an animal is another story. So I was a little concerned. I mean, I knew we were going to be 48 yards from this deer, so I dialed the HHA into 50 and popped over that hill, and luckily he was not looking at us. Gave me some time to settle my pin. I hit him a touch back, probably about maybe 6 inches back from where I was aiming, but at the angle, because he was slightly quartering away, it came out in the about dead center of his body right here, and he only made it maybe, I'd say 200 yards he ran, and then I don't know if he jumped over this cliff or what, but man, I can't say thank you enough to Dustin for this hunt. I mean, it's been incredible. I mean, the guy has worked his tail off to try and get me on deer. We've been on a lot of stalks. Guys, it's only in the 80s today, but it's been high 90s the last couple days. Not a cloud in the sky, not a tree to hide behind. I mean, this is some tough hunting, and rightfully so. I mean, these deer bury themselves up into these cut banks, these kind of just washouts, and get in the shade, and they're hard to get on. But man, I tell you what, Dustin stuck with it, and in the end, you know, day 4, it's a 5-day hunt. I leave on Sunday to go home and see the family, but I gotta tell you, this is definitely one of the highlights of my hunting career thus far. So thanks again to Dustin, man. He busted his butt for me on this hunt, so I owe you one, buddy. Maybe I'll try to get you on a good whitetail out in Illinois one of these days. So we're gonna get this guy cleaned up, loaded in the truck, get out of here. Maybe go kill some whitetails. So from northern Wyoming, Justin Czar, over and out. Bowhunt or die.
Man, Justin, I mean, watching this footage and hearing the stories that you've been telling me about your hunt, I mean, there's no question about it. You had a lot of good activity. I mean, I know some of the evening hunting you said was definitely poor, as those bucks just weren't getting up till later in the day, you know, obviously closer to the, you know, dark time. But, I mean, you legitimately had some pretty good encounters almost every day.
Yeah, I mean, darn near every day we were on good stalks at deer that we wanted to shoot. But I mean, it's a lot harder than you think. You just have to have such a combination of factors working in your favor. You know, you have to spot the buck first. You know, usually when they're feeding, then you have to try to figure out where they bedded down, because once they drop into those cuts, they're darn near impossible to find and to see. So I mean, you know, and I said it, I think, over and over and over in the video, but I mean, Dustin knows what he's doing. He's been doing this a long time, and he worked his tail off because...
And this is, not to interrupt it, but I mean, this is truly your first real out west.
Oh yeah, I mean, I had no clue what I was in for or what I was doing. You know, so I mean, a lot of guys, you know, they want to do the do-it-yourself thing, myself included, would love to do it, but I mean, I tell you what, the amount of knowledge that I gained by going with somebody who does this professionally for a living, you know, not only is Dustin a friend and one of our pro staff members, but I mean, he owns an outfitting business. This is what he does. It was able to just increase my learning curve, you know, substantially, you know, and help my chances for success. But man, I tell you what, it was a lot different than I expected. I thought it was going to be like they were just out there and you kind of just found the one you wanted. Like, oh, that one's too small, we'll go find another one. It wasn't like that at all. I mean, once these deer got down in those cuts after the sun came up, I mean, I think the first day we drove, I don't know, 4-6 hours, maybe more, just drove and drove and glassed and drove and glassed. And I mean, there came a point in time we couldn't find a deer anywhere. I mean, we could find antelope all over the place. We could not find a mule deer anywhere because they were all just tucked into these rocks and these little embankments. So,
well, you're supposed to stay awake in the car Justin's driving you around.
He made me stay awake. I wanted to take a nap, and he's like, "We're not taking naps. We can't kill a deer if we're sleeping. So just keep going." I was like,
Well,
"All right, man."
I mean, it was a heck of a deer you got. I mean, that was not just a, hey, here's the deer we want to shoot. I mean, that was a long stalk. I mean, of course, we only have so much time in this footage, and and what's neat about our show, of course, guys, is we have the ability to kind of run our shows long, to be able to show you as much as possible. I mean, but that stalk that you went on was over 5 hours. I mean, that just wasn't. It wasn't like there's the deer I want, and bam, an hour later you had.
Yeah, I mean, it was pushing 6 hours by the time we actually got a shot off at that animal. So I mean, it's just all about the persistence and patience, which I think transcends, all of hunting. It's always about persistence and patience, regardless of what animal you're out there hunting. So I mean, it was a great trip. It was a great deer. I don't know. I mean, he's a very nice deer. I mean, he scored 161. I don't really know how that relates to a whitetail.
Doesn't matter.
Because I think mule deer are a little bigger than whitetails. But regardless, full velvet.
Oh yeah.
Awesome hunt, awesome time. I mean, I can't say enough good things about the hunt. I'm definitely looking forward to getting back out west.
And I can tell you guys, the atmosphere around the office is so much better now that Justin has successfully
The pressure's
got a
off
deer.
a little
I mean, you
bit.
have no idea. I mean, Brand even came and was like, man, what has changed about this place? It's just, it's
The
nice
cloud
over
has
here.
been lifted, we'll say. So let's hope I can continue with some whitetails here this fall. That's really my next thing to look forward to. So with my hunt out of the way, Todd, we're going to jump into a little bit of a hit list here with Paul Morrison out in Ohio. Paul, once again, has got some great deer that he's chasing. So let's take a look now.
Well, hey folks, welcome to southeastern Ohio. I'm out here checking some trail cameras right now and trying to put my hit list together. I got a good trail camera right behind the Polaris, and I'm going to check it and check it on this new stealth card reader because I don't have enough cards, and I'm going to check them, see what I got, delete them, and put them back on. So come with me, we'll check the camera. Hopefully our one buck that I'm going to be targeting this year is on this camera. So come on. Alright, well unfortunately I went through 641 pictures, and about 635 of them were doe and fawn that live in this area. The buck that I'm looking for that was here a couple weeks ago is last year he was a big wide 9-point, and last year he was kind of on my hit list, and I thought I'd see him because I had a bunch of daylight pictures of him, some really cool pictures of him jumping the fence. But this year he's definitely on my hit list, and I'll be looking for him. He's at least a 4.5-year-old this year, and I'm hoping that he comes by this stand set here. A couple years ago I shot one of my does right here in this corn, and so this has been a really good spot for me. But this past season I had a really great encounter with a really nice 8-point. He came out down below me and he was going after a doe, trailing a doe, and I grunted at him, and I had a bunch of Tink's estrus mist sprayed in this corner here, and he came plowing up behind my stand right up underneath me, just blew up this scrape that I have right in front of me. Just phenomenal footage, great 8-point, and this year I got a couple pictures of him, so I don't know exactly how old he is, but hopefully he fills out, and maybe he'll be my one on my hit list this year. Alright, well, we're down here in what's my food plot, and there was a clover food plot earlier this year, and really all I've done to it is mow it one time, and it needs to be mowed one more time before the season hits. But I have a heartland mineral set up right here, and I've got a stealth camera overlooking it, and I catch a lot of deer coming out of this trail that I cut through the woods. The woods is so thick and overgrown, especially this year with all the rain, that I'm really hoping that it produces good this year and that the deer really use that trail. So if you notice that trail, that's the same place that I had success 2 years ago and shot my nice 8-point right on that trail coming up into this food plot. I'll check this trail camera real quick and see if we got any good ones on it. see, I don't have any big bucks. None of them have moved into the area yet, but I have a bunch of does using this trail that's coming out right in front of my tree stand. So it's a matter of time before the big ones start showing up here. Okay, well, the camera's set right now. It's definitely one of my favorite ones to get pictures from. It's just random, crazy different types of things. I have some coyotes. I killed some fawns on this camera. I have a snapping turtle in the water hole. I got some good bucks on here this season already, and last season I had some really good ones too. So I'm really looking forward to getting a bunch of pictures on this stealth cam. So I'm gonna go grab it and look through it real quick. Bucks that I have on my hit list in this area right here that I plan on hunting this fall. I have to go back to last year. There's a buck that I'm really excited to try to catch up with this year, hopefully. It was a drop tine 8-point, and I've had some history with him a couple years as far as camera pictures go. And 2 years ago he was just a really heavy 8-point, and last year he got a drop tine, and I got a ton of pictures of him, but he was sort of a night walker. So I'm really just hoping that he shows up, and you know, I have to hopefully just get a little bit of luck with him. So he's definitely one of my #1 hit list bucks, and my buddy actually found his sheds this past year. So he is alive, and he's hopefully doing well. So that's one of my bucks that I'll be chasing at this spot right here, and hopefully catching up to him right around the corner. So stick with us, and we'll go find some more deer that we're gonna catch up with. Okay, real quick, recapping my hit list. I don't really have number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 like I wish I would, you know, in succession. But one buck that I'd like to spend a little bit more time, if I have it, hunting is my buck that I could call Daywalker if I named bucks. But this buck was the most visible deer during the day on trail camera, and I unfortunately didn't have time to either hunt him, or the wind was wrong and I wasn't able to hunt the sets where he was. So maybe I can catch up to him. Big, wide, nice 10-point that just tons of pictures of, and a great looking deer. So hopefully maybe I can catch up to him on one of those shooting lanes that I've got ready for him. So there's a couple other ones. Definitely one of the top bucks that I would really like to catch up to, and harvest would be the new buck that just showed up on mine and my buddy's trail cameras, and that would be the big, tall brow tine buck. Everybody loves some brow tines, so I'm really hoping that he's that 4.5-year-old deer. You know, like I said, I don't have any history with him, so I really don't know. But if he's 4.5-year-old and he fills out like he can, like he has the potential, then it could be really exciting. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that a couple other bucks just show up on our hit list as the season goes on, like they always do. Just like my buck that I was fortunate to harvest last year. I mean, I had some trail camera pictures of him in the past couple years, and I totally forgot about him. I never thought he would be a buck that would be traveling one of those spots where I hunt. Definitely stay tuned. In the past couple weeks, I went down in my woods and I cut a bunch of trees down, tried to hinge cut some trees, make a little bit more bedding down there, trying to improve my habitat down there at my property that I own, trying to keep the deer in there, trying to keep the does in there. So just stick with me. We'll hopefully, like I said, some big bucks show up, and we can show you what's happening in the neck of the woods here in southeastern Ohio. So bow hunt or die.
You know, Justin, I mean, you know, I know that feeling, and I know you know the feeling. Everyone that watches the show has this feeling. You know, you get your trail camera, and we all want to see the same thing. You want to see what? Buck, right. Buck, and you're like, yes, you know. But let's be honest, it just doesn't happen that way. I mean, a lot of times at this time of the year, and for the whole season, it is a lot of does. I mean, right. It is what it is. I mean, part of it is it's early season, and they are still bachelored up, and they may not just be in your area.
Yeah, you know? And the deer tend to not move a whole lot during the summer. So if your camera's not in where that deer is at, I mean, he may only be a couple hundred yards away, but you're not going to get pictures of him. I mean, I know I did my hit list a couple weeks ago, and if you were to go back and watch it, I mean, I don't have a lot of current photos of the deer that I plan on chasing this fall. I know they're there somewhere. I had pictures of them last year. They always show up, but I mean, man, getting pictures of deer in the summertime, especially in areas where we can't put out minerals or bait like here in Illinois, I mean, it's a hard thing to do. So don't let it discourage you guys. The velvet's coming off. They're going to start moving. They're going to be there.
Right, but one thing's for certain with Paul. Paul gets her done. I mean that guy over the last several years with us has always worked hard, put his time in, and he ends up bringing home a trophy.
So no pressure, Paul.
No pressure, Paul. Sorry, buddy.
Paul's killed a buck every year, but no pressure. So with that said, Todd, I mean, I know we wanted to talk a little bit about early season tips. We've been getting a lot of emails, a lot of Facebook messages.
Yes.
You know, seasons are starting in places like Kentucky and some of the other southern states. They're getting ready to open this weekend in Wisconsin.
2 days away.
So let's go. Early season, what are you thinking?
Early season. For me, my recommendation, I guess this is twofold. I mean, first off is, listen, we all have that favorite stand that we like a lot. And sometimes those favorite stands are a little bit deeper in. I mean, not always, but a lot of times they're in some of those little bit more difficult spots to get to. Stay out of them. You know, let those spots rest, guys. I mean, I know it's hard, and you're just like, oh, I just think they're bedding in that area, but stay out. Hunt the fringes. Tread lightly. You don't want to, you know, unless you flat out know where a deer is bedding and you've got 100% good intel to prove that, stay out, hunt the fringe, and don't blow up the property that you have right off the bat the first weekend. How about you?
Well, I mean, I'm not going to be hunting here for another couple weeks in Illinois because I'm not doing Wisconsin this year.
Oh, no.
Hey,
You just got a nice deer. Come on now.
I know, but I'm just saying, I mean, I won't be hunting for a couple weeks. So by the time I actually get to hunt, I mean, my early season in October is quite a bit different than what you are going to have on September 12th. I mean, the deer really are changing their patterns. But I mean, for me, early season, and this kind of goes with what you said about not hunting your best spots. I mean, when I hang stands, I generally have areas that are like, I would consider like my A spot, right? Like this is where I really want to be, and I've got your B, and sometimes you got your C spots. You got those stands that you're like, I hung it, but I'm just not crazy about it. You know, you get done, you're like, I like to hunt those places early season because it gives me an opportunity to hunt a new area, maybe something I'm not super excited about, but I tell you what, I've lucked into some really good deer, you know, and found some things by hunting these stands that I wouldn't normally hunt in the past. So, I mean, I hunt some of those odd areas that are away from the main part of the farm, these little pockets here and there, and you just never know what you're going to find. So, I mean, I like to explore new stuff during the early season and then really focus on my core areas during the rut.
Yeah, and I guess, you know, last but not least, I mean, at least for my tactic in Wisconsin, I've been doing this the last couple of years, is because I just don't have enough time to get up there a lot, I go up there as close to the start of the season as possible, which is kind of, you know, against what a lot of people want to do. Sometimes people want to get in there early, figure out what's going on, hang their stands, and then never come back. I've been doing things a little bit differently, only because I've hunted there for 30 years. For this early season first weekend, I go in, I find the hottest sign, figure out the easiest way to get into that sign where I'm going to lay down the least amount of scent. And in this case, I found some fresh acorns that are falling like crazy, white oaks, deer favorite, you know, little treat. And I'll tell you what, I don't have a stand there. I'm carrying it in. I'm going to figure out what the wind's doing on that day. I'm going to hang, and you know what? If things go the way I want them to go, I'm going to be shooting a doe.
Excellent. Well, maybe you'll even shoot a buck. You never know.
Yeah,
you just never know what's going to show up. That's the great thing about hunting. So that's all the action we've got for this week, guys. Of course, before we go, we want to take a couple seconds to thank the folks that sent in their trophy photos.
Brittany Smith,
Dan Murdoch,
John Matero,
Marcus Wagner,
and Justin Czar.
Hey, thanks, Todd, for including me in the trophy photos.
Well, we figured it was time.
That was so nice of you. I'm glad to be a part of something as special as that. So congratulations to everybody else that sent in their trophy photos. Those are some great animals. Looking forward to seeing a lot more images as the season progresses. Todd, one last thing before we go. We wanted to talk. We've got a little web exclusive video for you guys.
Yes.
We've got Josh Fletcher, who's one of our Wisconsin team members. You guys may recognize him. He hunts a lot of public land, but he actually recently bought himself a little 5-acre sliver of property, and he did a cool little video for us on how he's setting up and managing his property to hopefully be able to shoot some nice deer on it.
Well, and you know, listen, guys, it doesn't matter. We've said this time and time, you know, on the show. I mean, it doesn't matter the size of the property you have. You can always do things to enhance your property for wildlife. It's not just about deer, it's about all wildlife, and it's amazing little things can pay big dividends over time. There's no question about it. So in order to get this exclusive footage, what you're going to need to do is sit down on the couch, grab your iPad, grab a laptop, jump on a computer, get on the internet, pull up our website, bowhunting.com, and you'll be able to watch that exclusive video on how to take your piece of property and make it better.
Yeah, so when you go to bowhunting.com, click on the blog tab. There'll be a blog there on tips for improving your small property. And you can actually watch Josh's video there. So make sure you guys check it out. We've also got a lot of other great content on the website, articles, blogs, forums, gear reviews, things like that. So you make sure you check out the website. There's a lot more to it than just the web show. So until next week, good luck out there, guys. Be safe. Bow hunt or die.
For more exciting action, be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram and receive live updates from our team members as well as the latest happenings in the bow hunting and archery world. Be sure to share your photos, stories, and experiences as well. And don't forget to pick up your official bowhunting.com and bow hunt or die gear by visiting bowhunting.com/gear. We have a full selection of hats, shirts, decals, wristbands, and much more.
Buddy DeCroo, apparently he decided he's going to sleep in this morning, not answer his phone, and he didn't turn on the water in my little shanty that I'm in here, so I can't go to the bathroom or take a shower or brush my teeth, which, by the way, I feel gross right now. So he's trying to sabotage my hunt, I'm pretty sure. Somebody's paid him off. Who was it? Some of you viewers out there paying him off?